So does anyone here have a membership, or is anybody thinking about a membership, or is anyone not sure what membership is? Can I see anyone? Yeah, type it in the chat for me. That'd be brilliant. Okay, brilliant. So we've been thinking about it. Not yet, but would like to. Yes. Thinking about it at the moment. Yep, I do. Yes. What do you mean? Okay, brilliant. So no problem. I shall talk you through it. So a few years ago, we were stuck at home. We couldn't go into work. And what had happened was I woke up one morning. I had a call from one of the receptionists at 6:30 in the morning. I can't get into work. It snowed. I'm like, really? It snowed that much? You can't get into work? But I was up and about. I was getting ready to go to work. I hadn't opened the curtains yet. I opened the curtains. My goodness, the snow was so thick. It was ridiculous. And that's here in Cheshire. So Cheshire, we don't get much snow. We don't get much extremes of weather, but we had a lot of snow. And up in Lancashire, where our practice is, the snow was just incredible. So we were closed for 10 days. So during that time, we had no income at all coming in. Nothing was coming in, but we had all our outgoings. So we had our wages to pay, our fixed bills, so gas and electricity, streamline, whatever else you pay. So it was a really worrying time for us. And once we opened up again, so we have patients who come for maintenance care, so they might come every month or every 6 weeks, and we have other people on courses of care. So the ones for maintenance, if they were booked in during the time we were closed, they'd gone longer between their visits. They'd gone 6 weeks or they'd gone 2 months. And then we had patients who we'd recommended a course of care to. They were on 3 times a week or twice a week or once a week, and they'd gone 10 days. And when they came back in, they were like, I'm fine. I feel all right. So rather than coming in every month, I think I'm all right on 2 months or 6 weeks. I'll go a bit longer. I feel fine. And then those people on courses of care, rather than being on 3 times a week, they've gone 10 days. And do you know what? I don't think I need to come in every 3 times a week. I'll just come every 10 days. I feel fine. And so they were coming in less than we recommended. So in terms of a monetary point of view, which I know this is not what it's about patient care, but in terms of monetary point of view, they're coming in less times. So you turn it, your income's less, but actually, you've recommended that course of care for a reason, and you've recommended the frequency of that care for a reason. They're going longer between the visits than you recommended. So it's likely that they're not going to get the results they're after, and at some point they're going to have a flare up. So further on down the line, whether that's a month or 2 months or 6 months, they're going to have a flare up, and they're going to say, do you know what? This is not for me. Chiropractic is not for me. It's not worked. I've spent all this money and it's been a waste of time. I'm going somewhere else. Or they're going to need a little course of care to get them back on top of things again. So they're spending more money unnecessarily. And that really it didn't sit comfortably at all well with myself or Wendy. They were either dropping out of care because they'd gone longer between the visits and they'd flared up, or they were spending more money because they were going longer between the visits. So anyway, we thought we really need to have a regular cash flow into the practice, particularly if we're closed. We want to increase our prices because we know our prices can't stay the same forever, because the costs of running a business just are going up and up and up and up. But also, we don't want to scare away our regulars with a price increase, because no matter how much you put the price up, whether you put the price up 10p or you put it up £5, there's always going to be somebody who complains about a price increase. So does this sound familiar to anybody at the minute? Has anybody else had this problem, or where we were at a few years ago with this? Yeah, if you could write in the chat, just a hands up or a thumbs up would be brilliant. Brill. Thanks, guys. Cool. So what did we decide to do? We decided to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So we decided to implement a membership. So for our existing guests who were coming in every month regularly, come rain or come shine, they were paying the same as they'd always paid, but rather than paying each time they came in, they were paying by direct debit of the first of the month. So we had a constant source of income coming into the practice every month. And because these patients had prepaid for a service, they would always book to come in. So say we'd close for that 10 days and they were due in that 10 days. As soon as we were open again, they were rescheduling that appointment to later on in the month. They weren't leaving it 6 weeks or 2 months and having a flare up further down the line. They were coming in that month. This meant we were allowed to increase our pay-as-you-go price, as the new patients coming to us wouldn't know any different. So say, for example, we went from £40 pay-as-you-go to £45 pay-as-you-go. Our existing guests were still paying £40 on a membership each month, so there was no complaints about a price increase. And then the new people coming to us were paying £45, but they didn't know any different. They never knew it was £40, so there was no complaints for them. So this added 10% to our turnover straight away.